Good morning, Little Masters, and welcome to today's Tolkien Times. I'm the Man of the West, also from the Prancing Pony podcast, and thank you for joining me for folks' favorite Fandom Friday. Now, every Friday, I get the chance to visit with somebody from the wider world of the Tolkien fandom. Sometimes it's writers or artists, maybe musicians or scholars, craftsmen or content creators, whoever. Today, I am pleased to introduce you to two people working to grow and support the Tolkien fandom, primarily in the Pacific Northwest, from Portland, Oregon, all the way up to Vancouver, British Columbia, but really anywhere, as you'll find out. So, folks, please join me in welcoming the leaders of the Greyhaven Smial of the Tolkien Society, Leah Hagen and Jerry Sewells, to today's Tolkien Times.
Hey there. Thanks for having us.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having us.
Oh, it is absolutely my privilege. Thank you for joining me today. So the name, I know folks would be like, oh, smiles. Yeah, they have great smiles. It's not what we're talking about. It's true. But the name Smiles comes, of course, from the name of Tolkien's hobbit holes, like the Great Smiles of Tuckborough. But the Tolkien Society uses the name to give to its local groups of Tolkien fans. What inspired you to form your Smile, and how long have you been bringing Tolkien fans together?
Honestly, Jerry should probably take it because he was sort of the spear leader in this endeavor. But
He was the eyeglass
yes,
on the
exactly.
okay.
He was in the not the vanguard, but the I don't know. I don't know battle terms. But basically, we actually got together along with Lori McGunn, who was another co-founder of the Smile. We actually kind of got together at the first Prancing Pony podcast conference when we all attended. And
right.
We decided, we kind of connected with each other, basically, and expressed an interest in making a local meetup, making a Smile so that we could interact with each other in person. We all kind of found out that we were all in the same neck of the woods, and Jerry kind of took the forward momentum of us initially connecting and actually set up a Facebook page, and we all became leaders of that, and we kind of started, collecting members and putting the word out to everybody.
No, we just put it out there in the group chat in the Smile, and all these people started saying, yes, I'd be interested. Then when we would go to different event pages on Facebook, whether it's Tolkien Society or the Mythopoeic Society, if we see someone talking about a Smile or wishing they had a group, we just put it out there, and then we'd get 3 or 4 new members coming.
Yeah. And are a lot of those local, or how is your membership sort of split in terms of local geographically to people who are not in the area?
We have maybe about half of our regular members are in the Seattle metropolitan area, and about half are in Vancouver, Victoria, BC.
Oh, okay.
But we also have members from really all over the country. We have a regular member that joins us from Michigan, and so really it's great to have you nearby, so we're all in the same time zone. But
it helps.
we will accept anyone with interest.
I imagine you would. Well, so that leads right into my next question. What sorts of things, events, gatherings does the Greyhaven Smile do to encourage and support the fandom locally in the Pacific Northwest? And then for the ones who aren't local to the area but are still part of that organization, what sort of things do you do that involve them as well?
Well, we haven't. We have had one in-person meeting. We got together probably about a year and a half ago. But having different, so many people in different areas, it's rather difficult for us to all gather at once. There have been smaller group meetings at certain times. Graham Cheadle, one of our members in Vancouver, was in town a few months ago, so a small group of us got together. I know Lori McGunn was up in Vancouver, so a small group got together up there. Yeah, I mean it's really just getting together online on Zoom, which is
Mhm.
what we primarily do.
And what do those meetings look like? I mean, take me through what I might expect if I were joining the Greyhaven Smile.
Well, basically, we set up a Zoom room. We kind of post a link. We come up with a topic basically for every month. Sometimes it's a little more focused, like focusing on like pride in Tolkien's Legendarium, or
Okay.
sometimes it's a little bit more loosey-goosey, where we're kind of showing off our collections or different things that we've kind of gathered over the
Shelfie
years.
day.
Yeah, exactly. And for like our December meeting, we had a pub quiz where
Oh, fun.
our members submitted questions to be kind of organized and put together by Jerry, and we also did the pub quiz together.
Cool.
Where the in-person meeting that we have was basically a potluck picnic. We had a few games. We did a read aloud from A Long Expected Party, which was great fun.
Oh, that would be.
And Graham dressed up as Gandalf, which was even better. Just like, perfect.
Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White?
Yes, yeah, he was Gandalf the Graham.
Okay.
That was what we were joking. So,
Gandalf the Graham.
Exactly.
Good stuff.
But yeah, so our meetings last about 90 minutes or so. We usually open up the Zoom room for like maybe 15, 30 minutes beforehand for just kind of chit-chatting and hanging out. We do often record the meetings and post them in our private Facebook group for about 2 weeks or so. So if folks miss something and they want to catch up, they can watch them at their leisure. But I don't know. It's pretty low key, and a lot of there's not a lot of pressure to join. We kind of come in and out. But we have I would say we have about 24 members or so that kind of regularly interact on the Facebook group and also come to our meetings.
Okay. Well, yeah, every group has a kind of a core group of members that are more heavily involved. Quick question for you both: what would be your counsel or advice to anyone who they're looking to join a Smile? It turns out that where they're at, there's nobody that's organized one before. How easy is it? What does it take? And what would you tell them to do?
Well, if you're at a moot or some sort of gathering, that is probably the best way to go about it. That's how we got our initial push of membership. I could only imagine it might be more difficult if you just decide you want to start one, and then you have to look for members on different sites or pages.
Yeah.
But I would say just start putting the word out at either different events or go to different pages. Usually you have to get permission from admin, and just ask if you could post about it. It may take a little time, but you will eventually find some like-minded people.
Yeah, that's true. And what sort of involvement or connection do you have to the Tolkien Society as an entity, since you're sort of under that umbrella?
Well, for kind of like the first 6 months or so, we were sending in sort of regular Smile updates to the designated volunteer Smile coordinator. I think that that position is currently open right now. So there used to be sort of Smile updates in Alman Hen, the Tolkien Society's member newsletter, and that we would kind of post just really quick little meeting sort of wrap ups, just saying Greyhaven's met and talked about this basically. Since that position hasn't been filled for a minute, we haven't exactly been keeping up with that, but we do consider ourselves underneath the wing, I suppose, of the Tolkien Society Smiles. And whenever that whenever that volunteer position is filled, we would love to be able to get onto an updated list of Smiles so that people going onto the Tolkien Society website can look for us. Because right now the Smile map is very heavily skewed towards locations in England and the UK, obviously.
Yeah, the UK has got the vast number of Smials. It's true.
Yeah, and there's also a fair number of Smials on the East Coast, but one of the reasons why we got started was because there's a dearth of people in the Pacific time zone specifically. So we were like, oh, we can make events that we are convenient to our time instead of having to wake up really early or stay up late.
That's a good point. So do you have any exciting plans going forward? Is this sort of, going as you are, or do you have, big plans? And then also, as you wrap that answer up, for those who are in your area or maybe who want to join remotely, how can folks get in touch with you?
We don't really have any set plans. I know we would like to go up to Vancouver as a group to meet up there, like we did in Seattle a few years ago. That is still in the works. If you're in the area, the best way to find us is on Facebook at we do have a Grey Haven Smial page. So just looking for that. And Grey, of course, is spelled the English way, Grey. And if you're not on Facebook, that's something that we have to address yet.
Yeah, we do have an email list. I would say if you if you can find us somewhere on Facebook, I think I may or may not try to find a way for folks who are decided to leave different social medias to find us. But we do have an email list, so if you know somebody who knows somebody, ask them to get in touch with me. Get on our email list.
I will make sure to include a link to your Facebook page. And if there's another link you want me to provide, just let me know, and I'll be sure that it's in the captions in the show notes.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
No problem. Excellent. Well, Leah, Jerry, thank you both so much for joining me here on the TTT today. It was wonderful to see you both again.
Great to see you too, Alan. Thank you so much for having us.
Totally my pleasure. Folks, that is it for today's Fandom Friday, but be sure to come back next time for another Fandom Friday to meet another of your fellow Tolkien fans, or maybe 2 or 3 of them, and maybe even learn what niches of the community you might be interested in exploring. And if you're interested in joining me here for a future Fandom Friday, let me know by emailing barliman@theprancingponypodcast.com. Please visit patreon.com/Tolkien Times to learn how you can support the show, get an ad-free feed, a monthly hangout with me, a bonus weekly episode, and a lot more. And then join me again tomorrow on today's Tolkien Times as we wrap up the week with Silmarillion Saturday. If you're watching this on YouTube, you already know the drill by now. Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And please follow or subscribe in your podcast apps. Follow @Tolkien Times on all your social media. And finally, as Faramir says, go with the goodwill of all good men.